In this video, I'm going to walk you through the best LinkedIn lead generation strategy for 2025 so you can finally fill up your calendar with qualified leads ready to buy. We have a lot to uncover, so let's dive in. Now, before you even think about messaging anyone, you have to know exactly who you're going after, also known as creating your ideal customer profile, or ICP. The most common mistake I see people make is that they cast too wide of a net. They target business owners without considering who is exactly the best fit for their offer. So the best way to create your ICP is to get specific with LinkedIn search filters. So let's head over to LinkedIn Sales Navigator and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So at the top of your Sales Navigator homepage, click on Lead Filters. Now you will see a whole list of filters you can use to narrow down your ideal customer profile. Now let's say you sell a marketing software to help financial businesses in New York automate their content production. So my ideal customer typically wouldn't be large enterprises. So company headcount, 1 to 10, 11 to 50, function, marketing, current job titles, any decision makers, so marketing director, VP of marketing, seniority level, directors, vice president, geography would be New York, United States, and industry would be financial services. So here's a simple 4-step framework that you can use to properly reach out to your leads to get responses. This framework is called the P.R.O.S. P stands for Profile First Presence. You have to treat your LinkedIn profile like a landing page. Make a good impression and give enough context so that the viewer, whoever lands on your page, know exactly what you do and how you can help them solve their problems. So to optimize your LinkedIn profile, it needs these 4 things. First, a welcoming headshot profile picture, preferably one where you're dressed up professionally, you're smiling, we want to clearly see your face and make that connection. Second, you need a clear statement about who you help and what problem you solve for your ICP. Don't make it about you. You have to make it about them. Third, you need social proof. You need to show that you've helped other clients who faced a similar problem. This could be case studies, testimonials, endorsements, anything that's going to show that you are the expert. And finally, number 4, a clear call to action to take the next step. So this could be anywhere from a link to book a call with you, an email newsletter that they could subscribe to, or a free lead magnet to help them warm up even further. These 4 key changes makes your profile simple, straightforward, and optimized. So if a potential lead comes to your profile, they know exactly who you are, how you can help them, and the next steps to get in touch with you. R stands for reach and relevance. Most reps skip this step thinking that the pros don't have time to engage with their leads, but this one crucial step will pay the most dividends if executed correctly. Alex Hormozi even said in a recent post, it's about doing the basics at scale consistently that makes you advance. It doesn't matter who you're selling to, whether it's B2C or B2B, you're selling to a human. So you have to treat them like a human, not a robot, not like a lead, not like a prospect. If you're blasting through irrelevant messages and you're not treating them like a human, you're not adding any personalization, then you're in the wrong field. So if you actually want high quality responses from high quality leads, reach out with relevance and make it about them. So for example, let's say that you notice that David has recently been hired at a marketing agency. This tells you a couple things. First, the marketing agency is looking to expand their team. And second, this could mean that they are bound to face some unique challenges in some of their processes, whether it's onboarding, client delivery, client fulfillment. So if your product or service can address some of these challenges, then this will be a great message that you could send to David. Hi David, congrats on the new role and great to see you are already building a solid marketing team. If you ever need any editing support, we could suggest a few things. No pressure either way, it would be great to connect. So this opener is genuine because you're congratulating him on the role and you're recognizing his efforts. You're also soft pitching that you have a potential solution for some of the challenges he might be facing. And if that ever arises, then he's going to think of you because you're the not so pushy person who's genuinely trying to help. O stands for offer real value. Don't just talk about how great your product or service or business is and that it can guarantee them $10 billion and that they are going to be set for the next 100 generations. You have to be genuine in offering something of value that builds trust and connection and that they can genuinely see that you are trying to help them. So some great examples would be a free PDF solving a problem for your ICP, a short video training demonstrating a solution, or an interview or podcast with a thought leader in that industry. This also establishes credibility and adds more social proof. So to offer real value in a message, it can look something like this. Hey David, I love that you're growing your business in the marketing field. I find that most startups, when they hire new marketing professionals, they don't have the right systems in place to optimize onboarding. I created this quick video for business owners looking to solve that problem. I think this will be helpful for you and your team. S stands for solve and schedule. Not everyone is going to respond, and that's okay. Your goal is not to help everyone. Your goal is to identify those who have a problem that needs solving right now. So once the conversation starts flowing, shift gears into solving. If you think a lead is a good fit for your product or service, you can suggest a time to chat, but frame it as value-driven. And if you've done all these steps prior correctly, you should have no problem converting this lead into a client because you've built that foundation and you've built that trust from the start. Okay, let's be real here for a sec. If you're not tracking your efforts, you're just guessing. And if you're guessing, you're losing. So there are 3 important metrics you need to track when it comes to LinkedIn prospecting. Connection acceptance rate. How many people are accepting your connection invites? Message reply rate. How many of these connections are responding to you? And lastly, calls booked rate. How many calls have you booked from those conversations? So here's a very simple spreadsheet I've created in Google Sheets. As you can see, you have prospect names and LinkedIn profile URLs. And from here, you can just click on LinkedIn profile URLs, send that invite, and mark off the boxes. So once they accept it, you can check off request accepted, and you can send them that intro message. And at the top, you can see all the rates, who's accepted, who's responded, and your calls booked from these conversations. So here are some good benchmarks to start aiming for. An acceptance rate of above 50%, a message reply rate of above 20 to 30%, and if you're booking calls with at least 50% of the people you're having a good conversation with, then these are all good benchmarks to start aiming for. If you consistently track your metrics and you see that it's not improving, then you have to tweak something. Maybe start with testing different messaging approaches. Personalize your message more. Maybe instead of sending a message, you can send a video. Maybe test following up at different intervals. If you're used to sending a follow-up every 7 days, maybe shorten that into 2 to 3 days. And you even have a column in your spreadsheet that tracks your follow-up dates. You can test sending messages at different times in the day. Your leads might live in a different time zone than you. So for example, I'm on the East Coast and a lot of my clients are on the West Coast. So I typically send my messages at around 9 a.m. on the East Coast, where it would be 6 a.m. for them. And they like to check their phones early in the morning and clear up any unread emails and messages. But feel free to experiment, send it in the mornings, send it in the afternoons or the evenings, and see which times of the day where you would get the most responses. And lastly, test different filters in Sales Navigator. Maybe your search criteria is a little bit too broad. You have to narrow it down a little bit more. Maybe you've targeted the wrong job titles, industry, location. Only change one filter and then test again. See if those reply rates go up, and if not, then tweak something else. The goal here is to tweak one thing at a time and make a change till you see those improvements. Now, I'm going to give you 3 advanced tips to take your LinkedIn lead generation and scale it to the next level. So the first bonus tip I have is to add all your previous clients to a Sales Navigator lead list. This way, Sales Navigator will let you know any signals this lead has portrayed so that you can reach out to them. So on Sales Navigator, at the top, click on Leads, And I've already have all my past clients in a list. So I'm going to click on past customers. And as you can see, all these different signals, such as if they changed jobs in the past 90 days, mentioned in the news, or posted on LinkedIn, if there's any relevant criteria, I can use that to reach out to them. So for example, you sell a software that optimizes client onboarding. And if you see that one of your past clients has recently been hired to a new company, you can send them a message saying, "Hey John, congrats on the new role. It's been a pleasure to work with you at company name. If there's any similar issues that your new company is currently experiencing, I'd love to work with you and connect again. Best, your name." The easiest clients you'll ever get are those who have already bought something in the past from you. And this is a gold mine from making new sales from past customers. The second bonus tip I have is to maximize your daily connections limit. You can send about 20 to 25 connections per day. Well, depending on your account, some people can even send more than that. But on average, if you were to play this out for a whole year, you would have 2,000 to 5,000 new connections, and assuming you've been actively engaging with their posts and their content, that you can strike up a conversation with at any given time. So do not underestimate sending out those connection invites, because your network is correlated to your net worth. And a third bonus tip I have is to post consistently on LinkedIn. And I'm not talking about any type of post. I'm talking about making valuable posts that will position you as the expert to your ICP. This way, when leads come to your page, they're going to come to you and inquire about your services rather than you having to manually look for leads all the time. So I recommend posting 3 types of content. First is educational content. These are typically mistakes that your ICP is making, how to fix them, tips and tricks, guides, anything that you will feel will be useful for your ICP. Second is entertaining content. Anything that's funny, relatable, any memes, videos, any stories that you can share that relates directly to your ICP that either puts a smile on their face or makes them want to engage with your content. And lastly, number 3, social proof content. Case studies, testimonials, client wins, client progress. This shows that you're actually working with clients, getting them results, and solving their problems. They're going to see that you are the expert and you can actually help them solve their own problems. And as a good starting point, I recommend posting 3 times per week. So you could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one type of each post. And here's a good example of someone who's posting consistently on LinkedIn and is generating hundreds of leads. That is Julio from Underdog Sales. He has over 75,000 followers on LinkedIn because he is good at cold calling, he's entertaining, and he's educating his audience on the reality of this industry. So don't forget to review your strategy, find what's working, find what's not working, and cater this strategy to best fit your goals. And there you have it. This is the ultimate LinkedIn lead generation strategy you need to start implementing. If you got value from this video, I would love for you to drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.